Greetings. Productive laziness. What is it? What am I talking about? And how does that affect adventure? What's the happy median? Well, it's Freedom Phil. Like and subscribe. I'll explain. Let's get into it. A lot of people have this kind of outlook of like being adrenaline junkies and they're like, oh, the thrill of the whatever. And cool. Cool if you're that type of person. I'm not. I never have been and I never will be. I probably look at the world from a simple productive standpoint of much like when you go to work, I'm working, therefore, what am I getting out of it? Now, a lot of people, for the thrill of their hobby, thrill of whatever, they don't care how much they piss away on something, just as long as they enjoy it. And cool, everybody's got to do their own thing. But like the people who are really into the gym, now I might be into the gym if I just happen to be there. Like, so I'm if I happen to be in the area type of thing, I happen to do it. And instead of the gym, how about firewood cutting? So you got your pickup truck, you got your saws pre-sharpened the night before, big thermos of coffee, also a big mug as well. Get your sandwiches ready because it's going to be a whole day. It's going to be a few hours, it's going to be a whole day because it's going to be fun. And you get your dog, a little tobacco pipe, maybe a little green as well. And you head out to the wood cutting area. And you're out this hillside, you're looking over the Strait of Juan de Fuca. There's big freighter boats out in the deep water rolling by. You can hear some tugs in the distance. You got a radio on, maybe you're picking up a local station country. It could even be that Punjabi station, RJ 1200. And you're listening to just this vibrance of life all around you. And then you interrupt that with your beautiful chainsaw. And you're up there cutting the logs, dogs looking at the raven flying by, and you're getting fucking man glitter, that's chainsaw sawdust, all over you, and the smell of the two-stroke. It's fucking great. And then you got to pack the rounds back. Hopefully it's downhill. You just throw them downhill. But if not, you walk them back and you're getting some exercise there. So you're burning calories and you're getting something productively out of it. But it doesn't just stop there because you planned for a whole day because you happen to know there's a berry picking spot nearby, which is also close to a fishing spot. So while you're doing all this, you're having a good old time, pick some berries, maybe found some, if it's a spring, you found some more oyster mushrooms or whatever, maybe some morels. And then maybe it rains, maybe it doesn't. Let's just say it's a beautiful sunny day. And before you're done, maybe you caught a good little fish, nice little pan trout. So you go down to the beach down there where you normally smelt, but the smelt aren't in right then. And you make a little beach fire, cook a little fish up. And on the way home, you go and, maybe hit up another fishing area on the way back. And then when you get home, you have another fish, a full load of firewood. You had a lot of fun. You burned some calories. And next winter, you have your home heating. So, at least part of it, at least. To me, that makes sense. I'm doing something so I get something for it. I'm not just for instance, I own a motorcycle and people have asked me like, oh, hey, how much you sell that motorcycle for? You never ride it. I'm like, no, I don't want to sell it. Someday I might use it again to go fishing and go berry picking, do exploration and stuff. I might buy a bigger van. Like I love my van out there, but if I ever decide to fully retire, I might get one of those Sprinter vans big enough to put a motorcycle on the front, barbecue back rack kitchen on the back, also pull a trailer maybe. A little trailer for carrying stuff. But, I got these friends, they love shredding up hills. They're like going shredding, man. And I see that it's just a waste of time and a risk. Like, for instance, I drive truck, and generally I've drove a 13 speed. And if I wreck my body going up that hill, something goes wrong, not only is the motorcycle going to need work, but even more importantly, I might not be able to do my job. So I'm going to have how much time recovering, and maybe for the rest of my life, I have some minor pain or disability because I was shredding. Sorry, I'm not into that. Like, just like the same thing with a motorcycle. Like I said, like using it to find fishing spots, maybe potential hunting, and just going out and finding places I might go camping with the van. So, and also if you're van lifing it with a motorcycle, you go out there and it might save you a little gas and stuff going back to town to get some essential supplies. So basically what I'm getting at with that is that there's always a productive reason. And fishing's another great example of this. Do I go out on my own to go fishing? The answer is no. But if I got a buddy who's going fishing, he wants to go fishing, sure, I guess we can go fishing. But there are times I'll be out there and I'll think to myself, because I'm not getting any action. Hopefully I get a few bites, but that's not good enough. I'm out here, maybe it's nice, maybe it's raining. And I could be playing video games, or I could be working on something on a garden or on the house. I could be getting something out of it. And if I'm getting nothing, after a while, I get sick of that. Now, would that bother me as much if I was just van lifing it? And the answer is, if I was van lifing it, I probably wouldn't care either way, because I'm just happen to be driving by the place, and my camp's right up there. And did I spend any real gas? Yes, no, because I was already driving a general direction anyways. So if I just happen to pull over on a pull off and take a little fishing action, maybe church, I've never fly fished, but maybe give that a try. Uh, you know, Improve my craft, then great. But if I go out there and I've spent X amount of money and time and I'm getting skunked on a regular basis, that's just going to piss me off. And I'll give you the example of productive laziness. Like, I'll just look at it and think to myself, if I drive truck at a decent company, like, company pays about 70 cents per mile plus all the other benefits, profit sharing, and everything, I'm making about 50 bucks, around 50 bucks an hour. And if a bag of chicken at Wally World, $10 bag of leg quarters costs 10, like, what is it, 8? It's 7 to 8 bucks. I mean, some places 6.52, some places 7. Let's just go with 8 bucks. Now take $50 and divide it by 8. How many 10-pound bags of chicken could I get for 1 hour sitting on my ass? And that does occur to me, and that occurs to me sometimes, like hunting also as well. Like, I think hunting's cool. I respect the craft and all that, but um, there's been times I've seen guys, they go out and they spend a lot of money going hunting and they come back with nothing. And I'm like, I could have, for effectively, if I'm being real about it, I could work one day driving truck and probably maybe 2 days and have all the money I need for the whole year's worth of food. When you consider beans, rice, chicken, um, you know, and even like canned fish. I love going smelting. It's almost spiritual. I should someday do a recording about the smelting stories. And but at the end of it, I'm like, for less than 1 hour, I'll get all the fish I'm gonna eat. I can go buy canned mackerel at the Dollar Tree, and so I got to pick out the bones. But I give up anywhere from a day, 2-3 days, a week in the outlands. And now, mind you, I love being in the outlands like that. And I love pickling seaweed and stuff like that. And pickling seaweed, see, there are certain things out there where I feel like it's more of a deal for a guy. For instance, when I go and get bulk kelp and cut it up and make pickle spears out of it and make kosher dill pickles out of it, and is really good and full of nutrients, I feel like I'm really getting what I is something out of it, because it's not like the bulk kelp runs. You just have to be there at the right tides, get it, hopefully rip it off the rocks. Sometimes a big, huge one will come floating out, and you can tell it's still good and fresh. And you're like, wow, I got this. Check the fronds and make sure there isn't any herring eggs or any type of eggs on it. And yeah, you've got food. It's great. But like when I get to thinking of it, like mussel and clam digging are the same way too. Like the mussels are on the rocks, you just go out and pick them. And clam digging can be kind of a dice game sometimes, but you get good at it and you get your food. Versus going out and getting the what do you call it? The salmon, catching a salmon or catching a steelhead or catching a trout. Sometimes that's just a gamble. Even fishing off the rocks, sometimes you really do catch some nice fish. Sometimes you catch nothing. So, driving 50, 60, 70 miles to this wonderful fishing spot, and cool, it's an adventure. But would I do that? No, not unless I'm already in the area. So, I don't know. When I get to thinking about it, yeah. Am I the most adventurous? Am I the guy that's writing the epic story about and we explored to the new world? No, when people talking about going to Mars and shit, I'm like, have fun with that. It's gonna stay here on Earth a little longer. Set up those colonies. Maybe my great grandchildren will be like, yep, okay, now that it's safe, now that it's like taking the bus, we're going. But until that shit happens, my genetics are just like, fuck that shit. Which is funny considering I'm a guy that will happily live in a van, live in a yurt, I'll live in a truck, I'll drive through snowstorms, but I get goddamn paid in some way to do that. Like, you better believe when I'm van lifing and I'm not sticking around for the snow, but when I'm getting paid to drive a truck, they're giving me good money to drive around doing that. So there's something productive out of it. But I've rambled on and on about this, but it actually explains when people say, why am I something of a garden slug? Like, I'm a hardworking garden slug. So It's Freedom Phil. Like and subscribe. Y'all have a good day and live your life as you feel to live it. So take it easy.